All right. Good evening, students. You are finally done this now, and your exam is this week. So you don't have to. Your exam will go on smoothly. You just have to be prepared for the exam. So what you have to do is that whether your IA went well or it didn't go well, know that your exam says 70% or 60%. So your exam carry. What you have to do is that you expose yourself over and over again the materials you have. You have so you make sure that you go over the past questions in the slide. Every single question in the slide you have to be able to solve it. Questions, all your past questions too, you have to make sure that you solve them. Once you're able to do that, you will revise over and over again to revise your slide and revise your past questions. Very, very important. The past questions is very, very important. And I'm stressed. So the past questions are going to guide you so that you know how the exam is going to be like. You take your slide, you expose yourself to the slide over and over again. You make sure every single question in the slide you're able to solve, and then you proceed to the past questions and you solve all past questions. Even if you're unable to solve all past questions, make sure you solve majority. So don't approach the exam with any fear. And whatever you do, you have to include God. If you don't include God in anything, you are basically wasting your time. So solve past questions. And don't fear, don't panic at all, whether your IA went well or it didn't go well. So that's the most basic thing you have to do. So right now I'm going to give you some tips for Chem 113. There are some areas that you have to focus more on. If you take solubility, you know that if you take solubility and you really went through the past questions, you realize that you like asking questions on fractional precipitation. So because you have solved a lot of past questions, you are using it as a guide. And when you go through the past questions, you realize that they like asking questions on fractional precipitation. So you go to your slide and you make sure that every question under fractional precipitation, you're able to solve it. And then you go and practice the past questions as well. Also, when you go to acid, bases, and salts, they like asking questions on titration. So you have to make sure that what all calculation questions on titration, how to identify conjugate pairs, all those things, you're able to do calculations on them. Then you go to redox reactions. The main thing there is you have to know how to balance the redox reactions in acidic medium and basic medium. So that is for Chem 113. Also, for physics 143, what you have to do is that your homework questions, you have to go over your homework questions and resolve them again. And for the physics 143, they don't usually set a lot of questions on thermodynamics. The majority of the questions are coming from mechanics. So you expect a lot of questions from mechanics. So if I'm you, I'll go revise my mechanics and solve all homework questions on mechanics. So that's what you have to do for physics 143. So basically, that's everything I said. You have to read over your slide and then solve the past questions. As you're solving the past questions, you realize that they are asking more questions on some specific parts and they like asking questions on those areas. So once you are going through the past question, you identify those areas, you list them down, and then you go back to your slide and revise those areas. So that's the best thing you can do right now because you just have this week to prepare. So in view of this, I'll be holding some sessions on solubility, redox reactions, and acid bases and salts. So make sure to stay tuned and take the questions I saw with you very seriously. I wish you the very best in your upcoming exams. Good night.